16, 58, 32. Send it.
The Santos Festival of Rugby. It is a two-day festival happening here in Narrabri this weekend. Guests of the New South Wales Waratahs and the Queensland Reds will be on the field playing in the feature game on the weekend, but it's also an opportunity for the future of the sport to be able to mingle with the people who they look up to, literally and figuratively, but also for the community to come together and celebrate as only the bush can.
Tackle him, Ellie, tackle him.
Oh, showbiz. This man mountain, and I mean literally, hi, DK, is all things rugby here in Narrabri. The joint looks amazing.
Yeah, look, Dango Park's polished right up. We're looking forward to welcoming everyone here. It's looking about as good as it can, so we're excited for what's coming ahead.
I love seeing the kids play. I know that there's a whole bunch of over 35s that'll give it a crack as well. It feels like rugby is well and truly part of this town.
Absolutely, yeah. This year we actually fielded teams in every single grade, all the way from under sixes, our boys and girls through the youth comps, all the way up to, on Sunday, the Pickled Porkers, our Golden Oldies team, will take the field. So it's certainly a really strong club and a really strong part of our community and one of the things that brings us together.
Now, again, it must be nice that you've got an event like this, because this isn't about, did we make the finals, didn't make the finals, all the rest of it, right? This is the event in and of itself. Does everyone look forward to it? Do they know that it's this special treat that's coming?
Yeah, absolutely. So this year, it's in September, so it's post-season. The last couple have been in the pre-season, so it's a little bit different, but it's going to be a really fun way to sign off our season. We had a successful one. Our girls won their third premiership in a row, which is pretty exciting. So, but yeah, we've been looking forward to it as a pretty neat way to celebrate our season and with the wider rugby community too.
So again, we mentioned about how beautiful this ground looks right now, but literally everything from an entertainment stage to flash scoreboards, you've got special grandstands all over. This is pretty top class stuff.
It is, absolutely, yeah. And a pretty clear example of why there's not too many reasons why this sort of event and top level sports can't be coming out to the regions and connecting back with their grassroots.
Lovely to meet you, lovely to see you. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you having us.
Sport is the lifeblood of Narrabri. Players from this town have been feeding the Waratahs and Wallabies for years. And when people start playing this game, they stick with it. Morgan runs the Tourist Hotel right in the centre of town. And what goes better than a couple of bevies and the footy?
It's a great place to meet people and you have a lot of fun and a few beers along the way, but it's also the core memories. It's some of the closest mates I have, and we've won premierships together, which means we're lifelong friends.
But we all know it's about the kids.
My young boy's 6, so I'm very involved in that. It's the memories you make, it's the friends you introduce to along the way.
Don't think for a second I wasn't going to get involved.
There's a specific training drill that I've just developed right now. It's called Kicky Chasey, all right? Kicky, kids, Chasey. Who thinks they can tackle me? Nah, rubbish. I'm going to score a try. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, yes! Yes! I'm trying to promote the ball! Save me! Who loves playing rugby? Yeah! Who loves playing rugby in Narrabri? Yeah! Who's going to play for Australia? Yeah! Who's better than the fat bloke from TV playing rugby? Yeah! Yay! And when you're talking about rugby, there is none other than the great legend that is Tim Horan, who joins us now right here in the main drag of Narrabri, thanks to the very good people of Santos and, of course, their Festival of Rugby. Great man, lovely to see you.
Nice to see you, Paul. Yeah.
Oh, so good to be here. All right, so this is not the first time this has rolled into town, and it's not the first time the festival's happened. You've been associated with it for a long time. Just give us an idea of where it started and how it is now.
Yeah, it was funny. I reckon it was about 8 years ago. Kevin Gallagher and I, the CEO of Santos, sat down at a pub and Kevin, he said to me, I want to create this festival of rugby, a bit like the Santos Tour down under with the bike ride. I said, that's great. We can have a local rugby team play another local rugby team. He said, no, I want the Queensland Reds to play the Waratahs. I said, that's not going to happen. But we've done it now for 5 years. The last 4 years, obviously Roma 2 years and Narrabri for 2 years. So this is the 5th time we've had it. But it now comes around every year. And normally it's the pre-season for the Waratahs and the Queensland Reds a bit later this year. And it's just great, Paul, for when you see the amount of young boys and girls here with Wallaby jerseys on, Waratahs jersey on, Reds jerseys on, and they love the game of rugby. I think rugby's nearly back.
So what is it about Narrabri and its connection to Union? Because I loved, as we saw in the little package, the kids were awesome, boys and girls playing from a very young age. But this place has produced some people over the years, but it does seem to have a particular passion for the sport.
Yeah, it does. I think, any community, whether it's rugby union or rugby league or other sports, I think it brings everyone together. Sport in these bigger communities, especially the country areas, allows people to come together on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon, and whether it's junior rugby on a Sunday morning, and everyone can come together. You drive 2 or 3 hours for training and on a Thursday night, and I think that's all part of that country rugby atmosphere or the sporting atmosphere around Australia.
There's something about country footy, isn't there? And it doesn't matter, again, I mentioned it before, we were watching country footy in Renmark, country footy in Kalgoorlie, country footy all over the place, and it doesn't matter what the code is, because it is something that is a connection point, a collection point. Plenty of people, it's either the highlight of the week is the training, or the highlight on the weekend is, well, not quite an ice bath, but maybe some frozen peas after.
That's where the beer's kept now,
correct,
the ice bars.
Correct.
I think it's great. I mean, I've been coming to Narrabri now for about 12 years, and to see the likes of a young kid called Sid Harvey and Joey Fowler, two guys that 10 years ago I had photos with, they're about this tall, and now they're going to play for the New South Wales Waratahs tomorrow against the Queensland Reds here, and that's what you want to see from the country. You want to see the dreams of these young boys and girls that grow up in the country. They still know they've got an opportunity to play professional footy. And 10 years ago at Narrabri, there wasn't a women's team here. Now they've got a couple of sevens teams here, and it's growing the game.
Now, a great mutual friend of ours, one that you worked with for a while, Slats, has always been a great proponent of rugby, getting me into it, watch this, watch that, middle of the night, all the rest of it. And his confidence is starting to turn like many fans now because of the results of the Wallabies, about either close contests where they're in it, or the ones where they're starting to get up and over now. And you mentioned it before, but that the smattering of gold jerseys that aren't just in the stadium but are now in the middle of the week, it's a good sign.
It's great to see. I mean, I've been a part of broadcast for over 20 years now, and there's been ups and downs. Of course, 2015 Rugby World Cup we make the final, and post that, even 2019 Rugby World Cup was difficult. But I think now what's happening is you really take it by Sunday morning when people are walking around getting their coffee in a gold jersey or wearing a gold hat or a gold scarf going to junior rugby. It's really just shows the temperature of where the game is, and it's great to see. And that's what you want. You want young boys and girls to aspire to be the next Joseph Suoli or the next Max Jorgensen or the next Sid Harvey from Narrabri. So that's what is special about the game. And I think Phil Waugh, as CEO, has done a great job to, obviously, out of debt now. They've got some money in the bank. Home Rugby World Cup in 2 years for the men's. Another 120, 130 mil should jump in the bank account. That'll still be distributed amongst the community and country rugby as well. But then you've got a home Women's Rugby World Cup in 29. So those two tournaments really important for Rugby Australia.
And also, I mean, the seeing things like sevens appearing in major international tournaments that are as significant as an Olympics, as a Commonwealth Games. And particularly this is where we see the early signs of the mega success of the female teams. Because just like, in women's cricket, about how, after a long graft in the shadows, once the spotlight was there, very long overnight success, but as soon as that spotlight's there, right at a world-class level and at a world champion level, particularly. We'll have a chat to Charlotte, one of those stars, a little bit later. But I love that. As the father of daughters, I love it that it's not just about dreaming to play the game, but hoping to watch and cheer it on like we did when we were little boys watching telly a long time ago.
Yeah, it's great for the girls too, for when you go, say we do coaching clinics, with the classic Wallabies, and other people go around to all the different schools around Australia, but you can go to Roma, a state school in Roma or Narrabri, and you can try and get, okay, we need a 15-a-side women's team, but then you need about 30 girls to do that. But if you go, let's play sevens at the school, you only need about 10 girls to commit to playing at 7-a-side, of course. And I think for someone like Charlotte Caslick, who you'll talk to soon, for her in Rio to be able to get a gold medal and then take that around Australia and show these young girls what you can aspire to, there's not many sports or codes, football codes, where you can go to the Olympics. So the best thing for us is to go around and tell young boys and girls that you can play rugby and you get the chance to potentially go to Olympic Games.
So I've always wanted to ask a person who, again, I've had the joy of meeting a few times, but watching and cheering on for a lot longer than that. When the crowds are as epic as a Bledisloe, or the crowds are as passionate as a country game.
Yep.
Do crowds affect players?
Well, I'd much rather play in front of 75,000 people in a Bledisloe Cup game because everything's just a murmur. You can't hear anyone calling. You play at Narrabri in a club game, you can hear the old fella behind the goalpost putting you off for a goal kick or something. You can hear the voices more at country rugby and especially around the Canberra as well. It's pretty noisy. But I think, when you look back to the Wallabies and what they've done recently, they go to Eden Park in Auckland next Saturday afternoon to try and beat the All Blacks, and then they go to Perth, sold out today. There's a sold out sign come up Optus Stadium in Perth. So rugby is back, but I'm a big believer, you need to beat the All Blacks at least once a year for people to take real notice.
Yeah, it is a little bit like, say, again, cricket, the Ashes, that they are, obviously England in that case, but the idea of there is a world mark and it doesn't matter what the global rankings are. It's just, put simply, this is the acid test about whether we're up or down. Why do you think that they seem to be doing better in terms of play, in terms of results? What is it from the technical inside brain that can tell us why they're lifting a little?
Yeah, I think Joe Smith, the Wallaby coach, has done a wonderful job in the culture and the trust in the team now. And I think you look at where they beat Argentina in Townsville a couple of weeks ago. They scored in the 86th minute. Angus Bell goes over. I think they've just got so much trust and belief in the players around them now. Joseph Suoli playing at 13. Len Ikitau's probably one of the best 12s going around the world. I think Harry Wilson, as skipper of the Wallabies now, has really put a line in the sand on his leadership. So I think it's that pub test. If you're watching the Wallabies play against any team around the world and you're in the pub, you want to see them fight, you want to see them trust each other, and it's great at the moment. We just need to try and beat the All Blacks in a week's time.
All right. In the meantime, though, Narrabri is the focus. The Santos Festival of Rugby, a couple of days. And again, all different levels, lots of things to see. Crowd around for the next couple of days. But how good is this? I mean, the main drag on a Friday night, you wouldn't swap it for anything else, would
it's
you?
fantastic. I'm actually looking forward to seeing you picking up this footy later on and having a little passing contest with Charlotte to see how you go.
I'll give you the tip, Tim. I am registered with the Australian Institute of Sport as an unco, all right? I know it's not a term we're not allowed to use anymore. Yeah. But I guarantee this ball will go in places it has never been in the next
Looking forward to seeing it. Yeah.
Thank you. I do appreciate it. Tim Horan, thank you so much.
Good to chat.
Part of course, the Santos Festival of Rugby.